Cuphead is a 2017 side-scrolling run-and-gun video game developed and published by Studio MDHR. Its looks really unique because it was inspired by 1930s animation. The graphics are totally hand-drawn and look like watercolor paintings, which makes the game feel like an old-school cartoon. The characters are all really different and interesting, and the game is pretty tough, so it's a lot of fun to play. Even though the game has lots of different art styles, it all fits together really well and looks great. From the main characters, Cuphead and Mugman, to the bosses and supporting characters, each one has been carefully crafted to stand out and add to the overall gaming experience. The designs are inspired by classic cartoon characters, with stylized features and exaggerated proportions that add to their charm. Every character in the game has its own distinct personality and visual style, which makes them instantly recognizable and memorable. These character designs are an integral part of what makes Cuphead such a visually stunning and enjoyable game to play. One of the best things about this game is how beautiful and imaginative its environments are. The creators were inspired by old cartoons from the 1930s, which gives the game a really charming and fun feel. You get to explore lots of different places in the game, from bright and colorful forests to surreal and dreamlike landscapes that are really amazing to look at. Each level is made with a lot of care and attention to detail, so you can really feel like a part of the game's world. There are lots of unique and interesting things to discover in the game, so you'll never get bored. The animation is incredibly fluid and detailed, featuring smooth character movements, dynamic backgrounds, and subtle visual effects. This meticulous craftsmanship enhances the overall visual quality and immerses players in the game's unique world. The hand-drawn animation adds warmth and personality to the game, creating a tactile and immersive experience for players. The characters exhibit a wide range of expressions and emotions, conveyed through subtle movements and exaggerated gestures. These expressive animations add depth to the characters and help convey their personalities and motivations. Cuphead features fast-paced and dynamic action sequences, with characters jumping, shooting, and dodging obstacles in real time. The animation effectively conveys the sense of urgency and excitement inherent in these sequences, keeping players engaged and immersed in the gameplay. The boss battles are a highlight of the game's animation, featuring larger-than-life characters and elaborate attack patterns. Each boss has its own unique animations and movements, adding depth and challenge to the encounters. The game's cute and colorful graphics, with their cartoonish appearance, make for an interesting contrast with the game's challenging run-and-gun gameplay. This combination of elements adds to the game's unique charm and humor, making it both visually appealing and engagingly difficult. The bright and vivid visuals create a lighthearted atmosphere that is in contrast with the game's intense and fast-paced gameplay, which requires a high level of skill and precision to succeed. The game boasts of a jazz-inspired soundtrack that stands out, created by Christopher Madigan. It complements the game's atmosphere and enhances the action on screen, providing an immersive and memorable auditory experience. Additionally, the sound effects in Cuphead are carefully crafted, matching the game's retro aesthetic. Every sound effect, from the classic boing of jumping to the satisfying pop of defeating an enemy, adds to the game's nostalgic charm and reinforces the player's actions. Moreover, the game features minimal voice acting, but the performances are well done, adding personality to the game's characters. The stylized, exaggerated voices fit perfectly with the game's overall tone and aesthetic, enhancing the player's connection to the world of Inkwell Isles. The overall color scheme of the game is quite lively and energetic, but there is a possibility that the color palette might feel slightly limited, especially when compared to the diverse range of colors seen in traditional cartoons. By exploring and incorporating a wider range of colors, the game's visual appeal could be further heightened, making it even more engaging and visually stimulating for players. During long and intense boss battles in fast-paced games, some players may experience visual fatigue due to the continuous animation. This issue can be addressed by implementing subtle breaks or variations in animation speed. For instance, slowing down the animation during certain phases of the battle or introducing a brief pause between attacks can allow players to rest their eyes and prevent eye strain. By providing such visual relief, game developers can enhance the playing experience and ensure that players can enjoy the game without any discomfort or health concerns. Both Cuphead and Bendy and the Ink Machine are video games that pay homage to classic cartoons. However, they approach this inspiration in different ways. Cuphead focuses heavily on the visual style and gameplay mechanics of the era, taking players on a nostalgic journey through a world of hand-drawn animation and jazz-infused music. On the other hand, Bendy and the Ink Machine utilizes the same aesthetic to create a horror atmosphere, setting players in a dark and twisted version of a cartoon studio. While both games draw from the same source material, they offer unique experiences and cater to different audiences. Shantae is one of the popular franchises that have gained a lot of attention for their unique animation styles. The team behind Cuphead spent years developing and refining this animation style to ensure that it perfectly captured the essence of classic cartoons. On the other hand, Shantae opts for a more modern approach with its pixel art style. This style is characterized by its use of small, square pixels to create detailed and vibrant visuals. Despite their differences, both animation styles have proven to be incredibly effective in capturing the spirit of classic games and cartoons, and have helped make Cuphead and Shantae two of the most beloved indie franchises in recent years. Cuphead's visual design is a triumph in art direction and animation. The meticulous craftsmanship of the hand-drawn animation and the bold, eye-catching visuals create a unique and immersive experience. However, exploring a wider color palette and implementing measures to address potential animation fatigue could further strengthen the visual presentation. Despite these areas for improvement, Cuphead remains a visually stunning and memorable game that captures the charm and spirit of classic cartoons.